The Unfiltered by Jade.
Jade. Welcome to The Unfiltered by Jade, where we get out of the box and dive into topics that are sidelined. I look forward to entertain, educate, and inspire. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donate, and make everybody know about this. We do want to apologize for some phone interruptions that are happening during this recording. Thank you. Welcome back to The Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have we have two of my family members. We have my cousin and my brother, and we are going to be discussing an interesting topic. It's our Black men protecting Black women. I'm going to let them introduce themselves to y'all. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Who is going to go first?
Sheikh, what's up?
I good enough. What, you want to go first or?
You may go first if you want to.
All right. This is Shekinah. I am Jade's brother. Let's see. I'm a musician, a writer, an editor. I like to do random things that might come up. I don't really have any specific interest or whatever, but once I can apply myself to the job description, I am able to do it. I call myself the wandering instrumentalist. I think the world is a large place full of very interesting topics and things and people. And I like to get to the root of all that and see how it all interconnects into the wider sphere of things. And yeah, that's it for me.
Hold on, you don't tell them about your writings and where they can find the writing on Instagram elsewhere.
Oh, well, Instagram, that's at Shekinah Adegold JA. You can, don't know if you can probably include it in the description later on. I write for Jamaican Medium. I also have a blog called Music and Pain that deals with therapy through the arts and kind of focuses on mental health in the Caribbean region.
Right.
I just started being an editor for Carib Vox. That's another regional publication online that deals with, the wider trending arts in the Caribbean society. So Trinidad, Bahamas, Barbados.
Nice.
And various projects as well. I help to edit books for my parents. That's the Bishops Joseph and Grace Adegold. Some of the books that they publish, I'll go through and proofread and do the editing.
Nice.
And well, that's for the writing side.
Go ahead.
And for music, I sing and play the saxophone. I work with Rasai, Runkus, Roya, Blue. Worked for a short while with Sizzler. Just a couple. So I've been on different stages. Just giving.
Right, he's a really, really good musician, guys. So you can check him out. And for Victor now, give us an introduction.
First of all, let me comment on what Shega said. I feel he's a really good musician, and man, you get to do a lot. I'm intrigued, bro.
Blessed.
That's amazing. Anyways, I'm Victor. I'm Jade's cousin from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Victor Damilola Aremu is a full name, and I've never been out of Nigeria. But currently, I'm an humanitarian supporting humanitarian aid in northeastern Nigeria. If you're conversant with happenings in northeastern Nigeria, you actually understand that Northeast Nigeria has actually been, let's say, in the war front for the past 11 years under the attacks of a sect called Boko Haram. I got into the circle about 2 to 3 years ago, precisely 2018. Yeah. So, apart from that, that's what I do for a living because I am from this. And then apart from that, I love music, sport, I love football. I hope to have my songs in the future and do a lot more about music.
Nice.
But for now, I am a humanitarian personnel in the Northeast Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, both of you guys. So let's jump right into it. Do Black women want or need protection?
That's a big question. It's a very interesting question. I so much believe in the context of Africa here, women needs protection. Women wants to be protected. Women want to, in this part of the world, women wants to be cared for. Women want someone they can actually lean on and actually fall back to. Do you understand? For help, for assistance, for aid,
Okay. Okay. So it's a normal thing in Nigeria, or let me say Nigeria, for women to need the protection from anything, or need the aid or whatever. As you said, need the help from a man, right?
Yeah.
All right. Shekinah, in regards to, from your knowledge, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm saying that it's not really something that you'd look forward to expecting now, because I think women are getting used to the fact that the men who are supposed to be protecting them will probably be the ones to try and kill them. So by the time you look, and then the media is helping with promoting stories of men with mental illness killing them wife in their sleep, or soldiers shoot them or whatever.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, it kind of messes with the expectation. So now you find that a lot of women are just trying to see how they can protect themselves as independently as possible. They don't need no man, nor nothing. And then the man now has to prove himself in all aspects of life that he can actually match up to this role. But even if he can, he must remember that he's still not needed.
Well, I mean, I understand that. So you're basically saying the women need the men for some things, but in general, women can do without the men. Because the person that we actually look forward to protect us is the person who is harming us as women.
Exactly.
It's so funny because what Victor is saying, where he's from, women look up to men for these things. And you're saying that where you're from, women don't generally look up to men for these things, because what men are supposed to be doing, they're not doing. And that goes to question number 2. What do Black women need protection from? And I think you have pointed that out in your first answer, Shekinah, where you had said, because the person who is supposed to be protecting us are the ones that are causing harm. So, in other words, we need protection from the men.
Yeah, essentially. So I'm not sure how it is where Victor is living now.
Why you have to
You say what do women need protection from?
Yes. What do we need protection from?
Before I answer this question, let me just share more light on what Shekinah said. Actually, couple of women in this part of the world have started to realize that they can actually be on their own. But my verdict is on the fact that percentage of women who actually still rely on men is way higher than those who are beginning to realize they can actually make a world out of what they can do for themselves. You understand? And going back to your question, women, for those who think they will need protection, need a lot of protection, like financial protection. They want someone they can easily fall back to and get financial assistance for. Someone is readily available to help. Someone is readily available to support emotionally. Someone is going to be there for them. Do you understand? And that just don't just come ordinarily without some form of relationship. You get that's just a popular opinion about it. But there are very few women who have actually understand that they need to they know what to do to actually stay on their own and be independent, so to say.
So, in other words, women need men because the examples that you gave is for financial stability and for emotional stability,
A
right?
lot, a lot, yeah. For connect, a lot, a
Okay.
lot.
So my question to both of you and for Shekinah, as you said that because Victor, you made a mention that these things are needed, and especially where there's relationship. So if
Yeah.
there's no relationship, do you believe that the men need to be giving these women these things if there's no relationship? And I want to hear from both yourself and Shekinah.
Sheikh, are you going first?
Yeah, I can, because so when you talk about relationship, no, oh boy, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's because women have now begun to realize that basically what I am learning from the people around me, because I'm not seeing anybody right now. I'm single. I can't bother with that. But
Yes,
it
a
seems
woman a
that the
problem.
women, yeah, but you understand why? Because they get a lot of problem from men. So
Uh,
it's like
Yeah.
this bad mix of just the fault. The blame is on all sides, and saying all
Yeah.
the they are saying, okay, we want to be independent, we don't need the protection, blah blah blah. But at the same time, if you're going to a relationship, no, you can't deny the fact that man like woman and woman like man.
Yeah.
So it would almost be the case where you say, all right, apart from sex, them don't need the man. Or maybe if the man give them some money, then fine. But them still don't need the man.
Mm.
And apart from sex and money,
Mm.
I can't even think of another reason why they need the man.
but
So
Bob did to mention emotional needs. A woman needs a man for emotional needs.
yeah, but it depends on the woman who is even bothering with that aspect of herself. Because what you find that the career is beginning to take that precedence. So it's her work. It's about earning the bag and studying this degree and having her business.
Yeah.
Emotional needs.
I mean,
No.
I, I mean, at the art. So, art. So let's say you have there's a woman who you're talking to. She doesn't want the ownership to say, okay, you're my man, but yet still she wants you to give her money. She wants you to protect her as how you would do if you were in a relationship with her. Do you see anything wrong
Right.
with that? Or as a man, you still think it is your duty to provide even if she's not yours, and to defend and protect even if she's not yours?
When it comes to defending and protecting, I will do that. I will try my best. But it have to be a case that makes sense. You see, in Jamaica, there's this term going around called yam head. When they say, yeah, yam head, it means you're being an idiot for this guy or this girl for the wrong reasons. So
Right.
I can't come and be a yam head and try to protect a woman who is putting herself into all kind of situation, especially with some other man, and some other woman. And it's not everything good to jump into, because you will lose yourself, and then there'll be
Exactly.
nobody to blame but you. But as it
Exactly.
relates to providing, the providing part, you kind of gonna have to be my woman still. Not saying that. Like I'll probably have a one or two friends, and if I can maybe lavish something on you once in a while, like once in 10 blue moons, then sure. But
Ten blue
I would have to
moons.
yeah, like to get up and say, oh, you want
Yeah.
money today? I don't even like the wigs. I don't even like the fact that you put on them long nails that it look like you can't use your hands them. And
Okay.
I don't, fam, the little money I have, I can't be giving it to that. So even if you were my woman, boy, we're probably going to cuss because, baby, you don't need it. And they're going to call me cheap. They're going to call me anything, but John was there.
Victor, what do you say? You
Um,
have, you
actually,
know, it's not a woman, but you're expecting these things. What do you say?
let me start from that part. Sheikh. There are some kind of things. You don't just expect women to just not focus on. We're talking about passion. You're talking about physical looks. You're talking about appearance. No, most women actually would give a lot about that. To actually find a lady who doesn't give so much about how she appears and how she looks, how expensive she looks. In this part of the world, actually, where I'm from, where I presently reside, is so, so, so difficult. And then, um, let me just add to the fact that in this part of the world, I'm not talking about yours. I still believe we are trying to attain some heights regarding gender equality. So most fears of our lives here are dominated by men. And as a lady, for you to try to get a hold of some of those positions, let's say politically, for example, or in every other areas of our lives here, you need to have it's just a general thing. Not everybody do this right now, but you need to have some sort of connection with men because men are in charge, and if you want to get in charge, at some point you need to get linked up with men who put you in charge. Do you understand? So it may not necessarily be financially, it may not be emotionally. If you as a lady you are so um how would I call it? You have something in mind to achieve. You are so career minded.
Independent.
A man who is in that position has to put you in place, has to link you up, has to refer you, has to certify you, has to recommend you. Do you get the point? So it's not. I know we are getting there right now. We're getting there, but the hands of a man has to put you forward as a leader right there in this part.
So it's a man's responsibility to really push and take care of you.
Yeah, so actually, I won't resent the fact that most ladies in this part of the world are getting actually to know that as a lady you can stand for yourself, you can achieve things on your own, you can do a lot of things on your own, you can get employed, you can get a degree. We've got professors, we've got doctors, we've got women who has achieved so high. Do you understand? But a majority still believe you need a man to support you, and the religion drives that home too. The fact that you need to get married.
But so whether regardless of whether the woman is your own or not, it's your responsibility as a man to take care of her and protect her.
Yeah, if a woman is not yours, a woman has to. Hello? Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
I
Can,
hear
I,
you.
yeah. In Nigeria, yeah, that's another big question because if a woman do not belong to you, it's so funny that a lot of men will not actually care about women who are not theirs. That woman has to be yours in one way or the other. Probably your siblings,
Exactly.
related to you by blood, or you're in a relationship, I mean romance, or there's a sort of relationship you have something to gain, or
You're
probably
getting some from
if
it,
there
but
are
there is something that you have to get from the relationship in order for you to protect and
yes,
provide for that
it's
person.
mutual, it's most time
Um,
mutual. It's most time mutual.
uh,
If it's not mutual, check well. It probably may be a blood relation or something. So
right,
it's something.
right, but that's what I want to put out there. Because if the person is not your own, you're not gonna willingly want to take care and protect.
Yes,
You're not
it's
gonna
something.
willingly want to take
Yeah,
care and protect a
of,
woman
of,
who's not yours.
yeah, of course, something must be involved, not
Of
just
course.
someone from the blues. Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
So the next question. The next
Yeah.
question is: Should a man protect a woman who is? Should a man protect a woman who is abusing him? So if it is that you're with a woman and she's beating you up, should you
Okay.
still feel like you're the man, so you're supposed to be protecting her? And people will laugh at this because many people will say, "Yeah, woman and the woman are beating." It does actually happen. And do you think if it is that she is verbally, because we're not going to take away that verbal abuse is there and people
Yeah.
verbally abuse people. So if it is that she is verbally abusing, or if it is that she's physically abusing, do you still think it is your responsibility as a man to take care and provide for her?
Wow, that's a deep one. That's a big question here, and I personally never seen a man who takes care of an abusive woman. I personally never seen one in this context, Nigeria. It takes a wonder man to do that. It's pretty it's pretty deep. It's pretty deep. I think that's the best I can answer for that question.
Boy, Victor, oh, you are in luck because I am one of those men. I took abuse. I took burning and destruction of my property. It was a. Let me tell you, it was a situation.
You,
Where, no,
man,
no,
a lot of Nigerian
hold
ladies will drive me crazy, bro.
on. Hey, let me explain. Let me talk. Hey,
Yeah.
hold on. See the thing now. The last relationship I was in. I mean, good girl, smart girl, everything, you know.
He's like, bro, smart girl.
Hold on, no, man. There's a reason why I focus on mental health.
Yeah. No, Jay, you have to frame this way. Let's listen to him. Like seriously, it's really interesting.
Hold on. To the girl I was with,
Okay.
smart, right? Everything looked good, but apparently she had a mental thing going on. I never knew nothing about mental health at the time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that somebody can physically be with you
Okay.
and mentally they're not present. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're saying. They
Okay.
chip in and chip out basically.
All right.
So it took time to learn what was happening and to see all the changes. And it wasn't an easy thing because I had to keep on reminding myself that somewhere in there is the first girl that I met. But I kept having to deal with all these other versions of her where beat me, where cuss, where mash up my things. In at one point, I woke up to find the bed burning. The bed was
Wow,
on fire.
that's crazy.
Oh,
So I took care of her, and I had to take because if I left her alone, she would have probably mashed up herself. There were many instances where I had to be the caregiver,
Yeah.
unaware of the fact that mental health was deteriorating. So it's like we were bad for each other, but it took time to learn about that and how to pull yourself out of that situation.
Okay.
And if I didn't have the strength to do that, boy, I'm not sure I'm not sure what would have happened. I have to thank God, to be honest, because it was only with His help
Okay.
that I could navigate 1 year plus.
Wow.
It took a heavy toll, and then public perception is another big factor because people, it's not normalized that we need to take care of those who have mental issues.
Wow.
Right.
So what was happening is still my fault because I never had a steady job. I never had the money like that. Why me take up my figure there with somebody way mad, even though I never know nothing like that at the time? Why me? So why me do that?
Yeah, but
If we
but
go
but
to the
but
hospital,
to
the
be fair,
nurses are coming.
yeah, but to be fair, you never knew, you know. So I mean,
Yeah,
you never
but it
knew,
don't
and
even matter.
hey,
It don't even matter because all the guys I spoke to and reasoned with about it, and I said, boy, from the first instance, we're gone, cut off, Nah,
Yeah.
it don't even matter. So for me to stay and even try to figure it out, something wrong with me.
no, I don't think some. No, I honestly don't think something is wrong with you. I think that you're genuinely a person who wants to help, and even if somebody's going through something, your personality is that of such that you're not going to leave them in that
Of
dilemma. You want to try and see how you can help them, but it is, it's a big thing that you had taken on, and I must say you had done well for that 1 year and how much months that you did. Um, you
Yeah,
really had done
and
that
you
because
saw how I
May I chip in something? In fact, that's pretty amazing, Sheikh. Or what
Mhm.
you did is pretty amazing, because first of all, education about mental health in Nigeria is pretty poor. It's pretty poor. You have to have a certain level of understanding about something, about a concept, before, or about a situation or a kind of thing, before you be able to handle it properly. I don't know if you agree. So education about mental health in Nigeria is pretty low. There are about more than half of Nigerians with mental health issues, but
Wow.
it's as if they are totally oblivious of mental health challenges. It's pretty crazy. So it's difficult for people without education about mental health to be able to handle situations where they find themselves. So most of the time, it ends up being a situation with two people or two individuals with mental health challenges. That's pretty horrible. So
Wow.
yep.
um, with increased education on mental health in Nigeria, things actually would actually improve. And the fact that you have a mind to help is another big thing you rarely come by in Nigeria. It's another big thing you rarely come by in Nigeria. Having the mind to help, having the mind to assist wholeheartedly is a big thing. When you come across that in Nigeria, you praise God for it.
Yeah,
It's
that is
pretty,
true. It's true. That's what I'm saying. I think you really did a great job at it because even
yeah.
me as a social worker, I don't promise anybody I'm doing it. I don't
So
promise
Sheikh,
it. I don't. I
if, if,
literally, I
I can,
literally don't promise anybody that is what is for me. No, honestly, I can't. I don't think I have the capacity to deal with it for so long. So
I not
I'm gonna
nobody.
tell you, you did an awesome job with that.
I said you are the main man. He's the main man.
Yes, you're the
Yeah,
big
yeah.
man.
But at the same time, let me not how do I put this? I don't want. All right, is it going through that and having done it? Cause she's okay now and she all right and like we message no one then, but I try not to really be in contact with her, and it's not because I hate her, no,
It's pretty difficult.
but yeah, and it will trigger you. Like we'll talk about triggers and stuff that will kind of set you back mentally.
Yeah.
Right,
So I try to avoid things that will affect me in that way. But the
right.
thing is, it eroded me to a point. So even now talking about relations with a woman, I can understand why you'd want to get your nails done. I can understand why you'd care about your hairstyle or your
Yeah.
business or something. But having gone through all of that with one woman, it's been difficult to not see all of them as a mental health case.
No matter.
And like you will have female friends who are great, but Jano, if they're there with you, I don't know.
So on this special note, we're gonna take a nice little break and come right back. Shopping Assistance Jamaica takes the stress away from finding those items you can't locate or purchasing items online or locally. From searching to purchasing to delivery, Shopping Assistance makes it very easy. Contact us at 876-919-5195 or email us at shoppingassistance2015@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at The Shopping Assistance, on Instagram at The Shopping Assistance JA, and on Twitter at Shopping Assist 5. Welcome back to the Unfiltered by Jade. Today we have my brother Shekinah and my cousin Victor, and we're speaking about our black men protecting black women. And in this, there's a mixed of conversation, even in regards to men being abused and also men dealing with how women are with mental illness. And my brother just said a part that drip up all women everywhere. And he's saying that from one circumstance that he has with a woman, he believes that all women will walk about him and look on them and them the one they have mental illness. No, this
Some I am paranoid. Paranoid. Me? No, sir.
Yeah.
I big up to all the people who are in relationships now and it's working out and it's fine. There are many healthy relationships going on. I think just that shouldn't have been me.
I tell you, I have a friend. Every time I ask him about something with a woman woman across it, I am not going there. I mean, just to show you how sometimes women treat men. You know, so we as women expect men to protect us, to provide for us, to be everything to us, while we abuse them, while we do all sorts of harm to them, and expect that they're supposed to still play their role. You know,
That's so crazy.
It's a crazy idea, but I'm not negating the fact that if you're with a man, he's supposed to be doing this. But if it is that you're abusing him, are you still expecting him to do what he's supposed to do in a relationship, you know? But the next question I want to ask is, who is protecting the man? Normally, we speak about women and who is protecting women, and women need to be protected and whatever. But who is protecting the man? Who was there protecting you? Although in your situation, the person who you were with was suffering from mental illnesses, but even other relationships that some men are in, who is protecting the man from a woman who, if she gets upset, she beat him and she hit him and whatever it is, because if it was on the other shoe and he starts beating her, you will hear how men terrible and men this and whatever. And I was looking at something a couple months ago, where apparently the woman wanted to go into the man's phone, and he didn't want her to, and she boxed him, and he pushed her down and he pushed her into the water, and people were saying, oh, he's abusive or whatever, but they're negating the fact that she boxed him. You understand? I'm not saying it is right for the man to do whatever. Man, I believe that a man can walk away from stuff, and I also believe a woman should do the same thing. But if it is a woman keeps abusing you and keep beating you, who is protecting you from that woman?
Well, all right. You see, in a case like that, you see, the man can walk away, you know, but a lot of the abuse that is happening, whether from the man or the woman, is taking place behind the closed doors.
Right.
So they're not going to show you the turbulence in public all the time, but when they're in public and it's been going on for a while, you will see it play out. So he's probably it's probably a lot of boxing get, to be honest with you. And that day him just couldn't take it. No, because it got to a point where even in trying to take care of my last girl there were times when I would just have her on the ground by her throat, and if me never care for me just start beat her up myself.
Lord.
Like, I had to keep reminding myself that this is a woman, and I am generally not the beating type, but after a while, I feel like I just want to kill her. So,
Because of what,
Yeah.
and this is true facts. This is true facts. I'm going to say I have been in a relationship before that I just got so mad I slapped the person. And right after I did, I said, shoot, I am so sorry. And it all comes down to self-control. Self-control, because we get so angry sometimes. The first thing is to hit the person, like the person feel how angry we are. But after the continuous doing and the beating or whatever, I mean, who is protecting who really? And should people continue to stay in relationships where people are beating you, you're upset about something, and the first thing you do is start beating the person or whatever. So I had to say, you know what? I'm sorry about it. And I had to learn how to deal with my anger in a different way than to start beating. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm chipping something here, let me chip in something. I feel as a man, from my perspective, you should know what you want. You should know the kind of person you want to be with. When we're talking about relationship, if you should be able to study someone enough to know the kind of person you want to be with. I know violence most times are unplanned for, are uncalled for at some point. But as a man, I agree with Shekinah at that point where you need to leave. If you need to, you leave. But to save yourself from all that stress, you should know the kind of person you want to be with as a man. You should be able to. I personally also do not support beating a woman. Yeah, I don't raise a finger against or over a woman. It's ethically very wrong. Is morally bad. You don't beat a woman, but to avoid those kind of stress, you probably know the kind of woman you want to be with. I can possibly see a lady or probably meet a lady who talks or who has tendencies to flare up, and I want to say being in a relationship with that kind of girl, it is a very, very bad idea. If you as a man want to be, men have their egos. They have where they don't want women to actually have areas they don't want women to actually talk to them about, or how they actually want ladies to talk to them about, or how they want ladies to address them. You understand? Some of those situations probably are uncalled for, probably may not be planned, and probably will not spring up due to so many factors we probably will not be able to highlight here. But the fact is, know the kind of person as a man to be with. And I feel a man.
Sometimes, hold on. Sometimes, Victor, you're not gonna know the type of person until there's an argument sometime, Victor. And that's the truth. Because you might be speaking to a lady and she's okay. Okay, and whatever. When she get mad and she fling to lick on you, what do you do as the man? Boyfriend, you get up and you walk.
Yeah, get me straight. I think a woman with an abusive tongue will not eye too much. Will not actually be able to pretend too much. A woman who insults easily, a woman who flares up easily will not be able to pretend so much. And this, when time comes in, be able to study each other. And then finally, before I round up, I will also say a man protects himself. Here in this part of the world, nobody protects you. Protect yourself. So whatever you bring on yourself, you alone, and you alone, you protect yourself. Make sure your calculations are straight and right and appropriate. And if it doesn't, it's all on you. Nobody protects you. Actually, in this part of the world, is not celebrated if men run to women for protection most times. But once in a while.
Yeah.
So you always your man of your own. You man up, whatever the situation is. Yeah, you're expected to man up and be the man of your own. You understand? But in some very few cases, men run for protection, and most times a woman is capable of protecting you. Take it as it is. So it happens. It happens like that once in a while, but most men, personally, for myself, I protect myself. I stand for myself. I take responsibility for myself, and it's all on me. Thank you.
What is it, Shekinah?
But well, to kind of revisit some points that Victor brought up, he said, all right, what I'm learning, there's a professor that we had here. He passed earlier this year,
Okay.
Dr. Frederick Hicklin.
Okay.
Dr. Hicklin's his presentation, basically, in all the work that he was doing with mental health patients and psychology in the Caribbean, was that it's because of colonization. We have to go back to slavery. We have to go back to black versus white relations and everything that's been happening. So even Black Lives Matter, systematic prejudice and all of that, the fancy words that we use, stuff like that can only lead to a lot of mental illness.
Right.
And in Jamaica, they're saying that statistically, it's probably maybe 50 to 70% of the people here who have some form of depression, some form of schizo-affected issues. There's a lot of psychosis. So sometimes it's not even a matter of pretending, but the man or the woman might not even know that they are this way.
Right.
It could be a hormonal imbalance. It could be a thing where they're, because I don't even know. I've met a number of women who tend to have like personality issues. So they'll switch between the personalities. And if you don't tell them that they did a certain thing, they don't know. And then attached to it is memory loss, because if they do realize that they are a particular way and they don't like it, they will block it out from memory. And when something is blocked out from memory, you're not trying to avoid it because you're not conscious of it anymore. So it can become buried that deep, and when they do act up now, it's a regular part of life. If you ask my last girlfriend now, she will not remember a lot of the stuff that she did.
Okay.
I agree.
So if I don't tell her that, yeah, you did this, you did that, to her it's like, we spent some time and then we just broke up.
Yeah.
And she might get like an inkling of it, but it's not so pronounced. And so because of that, you can spend time with them all you want, and look for what you want in a person that you want to be with, which I also have to accept my role in that. I didn't take a lot of time to really say, is this the person I want? Because at the same time period, I was going through my own personal depression issues, and I didn't know what that was about. I didn't know. I thought that I originally got a diagnosis for depression in 2014, but I got some antidepressants, and I thought, you take the pills and it go away like the flu. I didn't know this is something you live with for the rest of your life.
Basically.
Is a lot more.
Yeah, like so it's like a chronic issue, and then by the time you look, daddy died as well. So that was another big issue and stuff that were happening in the family. So I was just looking to feel good, to feel like a man and feel like something I go right. And then I met this girl and she nice. Some of us I jump headlong in it and don't really have an idea of who I am or what I would want. Because looking back at it now, the relationship probably shouldn't have happened, but I just needed to feel good. So
time, right?
Exactly, and it's not even relationships, just in the habits that we do, like smoking. I smoke, trying to smoke less, but trying to feel good. I started steaming now. I think the Lord is working. Smoking isn't that great for your health.
Yes,
but nothing is bad with the marijuana.
We're not promoting it. We're not doing it.
But I'm doing it less. I'm doing it less, so just all the saints can pray.
I'm proud of it. And continue to fast. Continue.
But it's a matter of getting that stability and being able to have that grounding, and then even protecting yourself you really shouldn't have a woman if you cannot protect yourself.
Bingo.
That is how a lot of people would look at it, and boy, after a while, 'cause even after a while, I remember going to the hospital and everything, and then the parents finally got involved because she wasn't talking to them much.
Okay.
And parents get involved is me, I get the blame.
Yeah, you.
Because they never seen their daughter like this. Me I get drape up one bag of drama. And me I say, but I just thought I was entering a relationship. Me never know say all of this was here.
Yeah, man, but from your first
Yeah.
relationship with a woman, you take up all that responsibility of making sure that she's okay. As Victor said, it's your responsibility now to ensure everything is calculated and go 1, 2, 3 with her. Because you have taken up that responsibility. So if it is that you're not ready to even, if you can't even take care of yourself properly, it don't make sense to be with a woman. Because you're gonna have to protect for her. You're gonna have to protect her. You're gonna have to provide for her. You have to make sure her needs are met, mentally, physically, and if anything happens to her, people blame you because you're the man.
Yeah.
Boy, I didn't see it so deep at the time. Hey. So now I'm older and wiser. I'm just a stay single until. Like,
Okay.
Just someone I know. You just I have that feeling. It didn't just start right here to on my first attempt. We learn every now and then, every day. You learn relationship to relationships. I actually understand, and I stand with you on that. I made a couple of mistakes at some point. It took me time to actually understand that. Um, Typically in this part of the world, you are the man in the relationship. You are the starter. Most times you end it if you want to end it. Most times, you understand, except the lady
but
just wants to end it. As a man, you need to have a certain kind of stability in yourself before you want to stay with another woman, because it's expected that you assist the lady in getting stable as well.
No woman want to hear that from them. So we want to thank you both for being on the podcast today. It was an interesting podcast. I got to hear two worldviews, two different worldviews of self, and that is interesting. And there, I want to say, guys, remember that, well, women and men, protecting yourself it comes first. And if you're in a relationship with a woman, please to ensure that there's no abusing happening, whether mentally, physically, whether verbally, whatever it is. Because we have to protect each other, actually. We have to learn to protect each other, and we can't expect, we as women, can't expect men to be protecting us if we're abusing them. And men also can't expect women to want to be yours if you're abusing them. You understand? So it kind of goes both ways. So I want to thank you again, guys, for the podcast. It was amazing having you. And to all my listeners out there, we'll definitely catch you again next week, Tuesday, on the Unfiltered by Jay. Thank you.